JBN, we keep you informed. Alleged Manchester serial rapist charged. Detectives in Manchester have arrested and charged a man with several counts of rape, robbery, and unlawful wounding. He is 29-year-old Sheldon Mitchell, unemployed, of Sunset Drive, Knockpatrick in the parish. Information from the Manchester police is that Mitchell was held following a series of investigations spanning November 2019 and January 2020 after several reports from residents. The police are appealing to persons who may have been victims of rape, robbery, or unlawful wounding in Manchester to visit the Manchester Centre for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse or call 876-963-8283. Thieves break into Western Union Portmore location. The Western Union outlet in Portmore Pines Plaza in St. Catherine was closed yesterday following a break-in on Wednesday night. Group Chief Executive Officer of Grace Kennedy Limited, Don Webby, said it's unlikely the location will be opened before next week. It is understood that criminals gained entry by making a hole in the wall. As you would appreciate, the matter is under investigation, Webby said when pressed for details about the break-in. He also reported that in recent times, there have been several break-ins at Western Union locations. Starting from late last year, we have increased the surveillance significantly. In terms of cameras and other security measures are in place at that Portmore location, so I am fairly confident that whoever committed this crime will be found, he said. Accused lover charged with double murder of Manchester woman. Ronald Williams, who is accused of killing his girlfriend and her friend at Knowles Crescent in Mandeville, Manchester on February 5, has been charged with murder. Williams, who is 38, is also called Anthony, Sammy Boy, and a Longmouth. He is from New Green in Manchester. He is accused of killing 29-year-old hairdresser Shanika Dixon and a 35-year-old bartender Laura Mullins. Allegations are that Williams forced his way into the house of Dixon, whom he had an intimate relationship with, by removing a burglar bar and the louver blades from the kitchen window. It is alleged that he shot Dixon and Mullins, who were asleep in the house. Dixon's 3 children were not harmed in the attack. A bulletin was put out for Williams' arrest, and he was held hours later in Williamsfield, Manchester, during a police operation. MOE to spend $60 million on solar energy in schools in an effort to reduce the electricity expenses at government-owned schools across the island. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information will spend $60 million on alternative energy during the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Funds for this initiative have been allocated in the 2020-21 Estimates of Expenditure now before the House of Representatives. Implementation will take place through the solar energy projects and is supervised by the National Education Trust Limited. The objective of the solar energy projects is to provide alternative energy or solar energy from photovoltaic systems to schools in an effort to lessen the dependence on the Jamaica Public Service Co Limited and reduce current electricity bills between 40% and 70% at schools benefiting from the project. Under the project, the government will complete retrofitting, upgrades, and structural repairs to the roofs of the targeted schools and to seek cabinet approval to proceed to the transactional stage of the public-private partnership. During the 2019-2020 fiscal year, the government conducted an energy audit and a structural assessment to roofs, recruited both a project advisor and a transaction advisor, completed a business case, and commenced renovation works at a number of schools that were deemed to be in need of repairs. The physical target initially envisioned under the program is to install photovoltaic systems at 30 secondary schools. Vitamin shortage worries pregnant woman, says doc. A shortage of folic acid on the local market is creating headache for patients and physicians who in recent months have had to be hopping from one pharmacy to the next to try to source the vitamin, which is necessary for pregnant women, some cancer patients, and others with rheumatoid arthritis. Obstetrician gynecologist Dr. Leslie Mead said that several of his patients have told him in recent weeks that they have been unable to secure the vitamin, which he generally recommends for expectant mothers and those planning to conceive. For about 3 to 4 weeks now, my patients haven't been able to get it when I prescribe it, and the pharmacists are telling them that it is out for a while and they are not sure when they're getting it, he said. He noted that his colleagues have expressed similar complaints. A few of them that I've spoken to are also concerned, and we are trying to use what we have now available to continue the cure for a patient, said the gynecologist, who is based at the Winchester Surgical and Medical Institute. Folic acid is crucial to the growth and development of babies and significantly reduces the likelihood of neural tube defects and TDS, such as spina bifida. In the case of rheumatoid arthritis patients, it is used to counter the effects of anti-rheumatic drugs, such as red blood cell abnormalities and anemia. President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica, PSJ, Dr. Ernestine Watson, confirmed that the shortage of folic acid on the market as a local manufacturer has been experiencing challenges in securing quality inputs for production. It has been manufactured locally for many years, and so it is a very inexpensive product, very cheap, and that is at the strength of 5 milligrams. What happened is that, generally speaking, on the world market, 5 mg is not a common drug that is manufactured. It is usually manufactured as 1 mg or less, he said. Watson explained that as a result of the temporary halt in the production of 5 mg dosage, doctors and the pharmacists have been recommending the use of 800 micrograms, which is generally sourced overseas, but that stock has gradually depleted to the point where it is difficult to find a pharmacy that still has any supply. We at the society have been speaking among ourselves as pharmacists to see where it is available, she said. Watson said that pharmacists have also been conducting research to determine how many times per day 800 micrograms would need to be taken to get the desired results. That discussion continues, but patients will have to increase their budget for the medication. We have come to some agreement, do the research, present to the Ministry of Health or the physicians to say, listen, this may be an alternative, but we have not yet come to a decision as yet, she said. The PSJ president said that the organization also wrote the local manufacturer, Kirk Distributors, to ascertain when production would resume. Chairman of Kirk Distributors Limited, Dr. Glenn Christian, said that the company's suppliers had run into problems, but gave assurance that production would be up and running shortly. What I'm told is that process will take another week and a half, maximum 2, before we should be able to get stock back into the tray. We don't have control over the raw material, and sometimes with manufacturing and sourcing, things just happen. So nobody can guarantee that it will happen again. In the pharmaceutical industry, from time to time, things will happen that will cause a shortage, but we try our best and we're working on it, said Christian. Woman nearly crashed after man stones her car. A St. Andrew woman is advising motorists to be cautious of their surroundings when traveling along the Mandela Highway after a man threw a stone which smashed her car window, causing injuries to her chest and face on Tuesday. Sidonie Sims said that the incident occurred shortly after exiting the Caymanas leg of Highway 2000. I drove a left-hand vehicle and I had just exited the toll and was starting the Mandela Highway when a man threw a large stone through the driver's side of my car and shattered my car glass. I was so frightened. I honestly don't know I didn't lose control of the car. He just threw it and scampered off into the bushes. I honestly can't say if he was someone of unsound mind, because everything happened so fast. All I know is that I felt my face and the chest burning, only to realize that the shattered glass had cut me up, she said. An extremely frightened Sims said that she stopped a short distance away where she was assisted by a fruit vendor who told her that several persons had suffered a similar fate recently. Sims said that she did not file a police report, but drove home to nurse her cuts. She advised drivers, especially women, to drive with their windows up. A direct hit from a stone or any other object that the person is hurling can cause serious injuries or even death. I could have gone blind, or probably, if my window wasn't up, the stone would have hit me in my head, she said. She also implored the police to be on the lookout for the culprit, who she believes will continue to terrorize drivers. The authorities need to put things in place to stop these vicious attacks against motorists, because this may continue until someone loses their life. It doesn't make any sense until several lives are taken before they start to act. It can't be so hard to catch a culprit. They need to set up an operation and catch a person in the act, she said. head of the Corporate Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, said she has not received any reports of such incidents and urged persons to make reports to the nearest police stations. I am also advising that once the vehicle is not damaged to the point where it cannot be driven, the driver should continue driving until they reach the nearest police station and report the matter. Do not stop, especially if the place is lonely, to assess the damage, because the person who threw the stone may just do it for you to stop, but always report these incidents to the police, she said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.